August 11th, 1999. It's the day of the total eclipse of the sun. But is that a good or bad omen for the Yeung brothers and their team? There's only a week to go before the licensing magistrates inspect the new restaurant, and there's still an awful lot to do. Steve Wheeler, the project manager, has given up cracking the whip for the moment.
None of the staff should be on the roof. There's no cause for them to be on the roof. Everybody's working either on the ground floor or basement, and they don't come to work to come wandering up to the top of the building to watch an eclipse, which they shouldn't be looking at anyway, so all the experts say, unless you've got the right filters. So I'm just taking 5 minutes to chill out myself away from it all, and if anybody pops their head up, I'll pop their head back down again. Come on, Bri. I can't really shout at him, he's just unblocked the toilet for me. He's the only one on the job who'll do it, he's the only one with the stomach for it. Cool, that was bright. Well, if they're down on the street, then I'm in the wrong place, aren't I?
You've got to go over it, it'll leave a bit off the top.
I know, I'm sure they'd much sooner be watching it from up here. You'd think they'd never seen a total eclipse before, wouldn't you? Oh, there's a good view.
Everyone's helping to unload as the Hong Kong containers roll up. Carpets are going down, but elsewhere, even the color scheme is still undecided.
The decorators have been in, doing some samples for Jerry. We've got a terracotta down the bottom. We've got a bark effect here. This is colour wash. Again, we've gone from an orange colour to a yellow, basically because Jerry can't make his mind up what he wants. Look at the size of this room and imagine how many coats of paint it's going to need. He better make his mind up quick.
No matter how busy it gets, there's always another progress meeting to look forward to.
Let's follow on from our last meeting. In the last meeting, we were talking about the toilets, right?
Yes.
Have you got any more questions about the toilets?
We've got another meeting today. Marvellous. Waste a lot of time with meetings. But there's another one today.
Urinals. Urinals. Are we...
Not worth
new
talking
one?
about, no.
So we want new ones?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which ones do... Has somebody specified the type we're buying?
No.
And what about the WCs?
Standard white WCs.
With respect, Steve, is there such a thing as a standard white WC?
Got prices for them.
No, they've put a name to it. Yeah. You know, if you got... I mean, is it a bog standard one to kind of
yes, a bog standard toilet.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't feel like they achieve an awful lot because all we do every week is talk about what we talked about the week before. The bars aren't in. No, we know the bars aren't in. Have you phoned them up? Yeah, we phoned them up. Are they coming? Well, they said they were coming. Are they here yet? No. We better phone them again then. That's how it goes.
The question that has been asked of me is whether I want the back of the cubicle marble or panel.
Yes,
okay?
That's right.
Well, aesthetically speaking, I don't think it makes any difference whether it is marble or panels. Therefore, it's simply a matter of cost for that decision to be made. Right, and I said that decision is purely... No, that's a pure cost exercise.
Right, well, it will be cheaper to put it in laminate.
Well, then let's do that. Marble is to go for the ceiling on this wall, but we said we're going to have mirrors, large mirrors in here.
We did.
Yeah? We said we have large mirrors. I think we should write all this down.
And in fact, I'm just going to do that now. Gives you something to do every morning, doesn't it? Get up, get out of bed, come down here, have a meeting, go home, Come back the following day, have another one.
Do you have, you know, when in Hong Kong, you know, if I go to there, they got a small ornament covered on top of where you go wee. Right? Yeah, it's a very good idea that you don't feel cold there.
Yeah, it takes your mind off.
Heri Gazidar, the banqueting manager, is well out of it. One of the perks of his job are trips to France with the wine merchant Roger Barlow to restock the cellars.
Now we are in Burgundy, near Macon, and we are seeking to find 3 or 4 replacements for the wine list, which is gradually needs updating. I enjoy meeting the growers. I enjoy meeting the people who are supplying the product. I need to see, I need to be here to actually see where it's grown, how it's done, and who's involved. That builds a very good relationship when you come to sell the product to the end user, which is a customer.
Today, they're meeting one of the top wine producers from Burgundy, Edward Steeves.
So it's very interesting because I thought that immediately everyone was going to say, oh, wow, you know, Saint-Véran is good, but the Viré-Clessé is even better. Well, I think you should taste it.
Yeah, we taste it, and then we argue over it later.
I'd like to know what you have to say, actually. Yeah, as usual, you know, it's not to be served too cold, so that you get the fruit character and don't anesthetize the tongue in the process. Should go very well with Chinese dishes. Wine, which is well made, always adds something special to the day and to the event. We just tasted a Saint-Véran, and I feel that a restaurant like the Yeung, with its wide spectrum of flavors, of different tastes, of different textures, they could very well be matched with a variety of wines. And I think it's a fine art to match the two. It's our basic Beaujolais Village, and beyond that we'd have domain wines available. So you notice a good gold color, typical, light gold, and I think it's already coming into its own.
At the moment, with all the pressures on the building work between Steve and Jerry and Harold and Peter, I'm quite glad to be out of it, really, for a day or two. The only disadvantage is that Monday, when I go back, it'll be all there again.
Number 4.
Back in Manchester, Harry's impatient to get more kitchen equipment unloaded.
29, yeah. That's T. What's he doing? There.
I know what it's for. You just
Do you know what it's for, do you?
Don't worry. Don't worry. When I can't do it, I'll tell you.
All right, you sort of make
And I know what it's for, and you doesn't know, okay?
You haven't got a clue, Peter. Who? 3.
Put this down. Put this down now. Shut up. They don't even touch this one.
Go driving.
Hey!
What's the door, Paul? Right. Don't squash him.
Peter, put the stuff in it, and then show the number to Bonnie. 59.
Harry's daughter, Bonnie, is expected to help out.
Right. I think that's enough. It's going to be too heavy for them already, too.
You're not travelling with iron, are you? Can't nothing to go very far.
So why did you go back and then easier for them?
Because he's not travelling with it in the air, Harry. He's got to lower it down.
And put it on there and let Peter put the stuff in it and then shout the number to Bonnie. Yeah, we go up there. We go up there. It's quicker, isn't it?
No, it's not quicker.
Yeah.
It's not. Oh, not with that clown driving that. Not with that. Not with the speed of that thing. It's quicker to lift it off.
We'd have to hold it to get it up. You saw when it was
Harry.
like one big box.
See how uneven the road is?
Huh?
How uneven the road
Don't
is.
worry.
Yeah, if he backs off and goes sideways and your crocky goes over the floor, you'll be worrying
No,
then.
I'm not. Come
You
on.
will.
Look, we're gonna get finished. Come on.
Just get him lifted off.
The equipment's been made in the Far East. Even the walk ranges were especially built for Harry's kitchens. Everybody hopes they got the measurements right.
Yeah, let's put this one first and then see whether it fit, okay? Ah, lovely, lovely.
Oh, it fits though.
Yeah, it's fit, isn't it?
My only concern was when you do that, how much room you've got left when the door's up. Not as bad as I thought it would be. Right. Remember, your trolleys are going in and out. That's the problem.
It's not our fault.
It's an English problem, not a Chinese one. Right.
It's quite exciting, you know. And the main thing is, none of them been damaged. Not so far, so good. It's more like look like a kitchen now, with all this wok in there, with all this cooking there. It's more like a kitchen. What I can see is, you know, all this equipment after they put it in place, the kitchen will look magnificent, and I feel proud of myself, you know, that nobody will have a kitchen like that.
After the break, it's back to the toilets again, and they're beginning to drive everybody round the bend.
Stupid, isn't it? You can't close the door unless you do that.
He'd turn up with a short tape with you.
At the new restaurant, the toilets haven't been exactly flush with success. The long-suffering maintenance man, Peter Pucka, is being walked through the situation.
Right. Toilet panels. Right. A little problem. That's only a little problem. If that's all our problem, I'll be very happy man.
Go on. Right.
You go inside one of them. Go on. How do you close the door? You have to stand aside to close the door, right?
Mm-hmm.
Try it again.
Yeah, I see what you're saying now.
Now, what did I say in a meeting about the size of the cubicle to everybody?
I'm not a lady.
I said, I've had customers telling us that they find it difficult to close the doors, right? The one that we made in Charlotte Street. And I said, I've got to have enough room, yeah? I was told it's 1,600. Now, the fitter tells us that's standard. And I say, well, just because everybody else has to squeeze into the toilet doesn't mean they have to do that in the Yangtze.
No.
Right?
Upstairs, the problem's even more, well, embarrassing.
Look, you find it difficult already.
Yeah, I'm just seeing how...
And you're not a big man.
No, I know, that's what I'm saying, but men are all right, it's when you come to the opposite sex.
Why?
Jerry, that's what I just said.
But I'm saying, even if you're a man...
With a woman, you wouldn't get... It'd be even worse. And then with...
If you have a slight accentuation of your waistline, you can't close that door.
No. There's a way of reducing the door slightly.
Or the waistline.
Yeah.
Right, upstairs.
Meanwhile, Hetty's still tasting wine in France. Wines are much more popular with Chinese food now, and the Yeung has over 100 to choose from on its list. The restaurant sells around 40,000 bottles a year.
This range is Puy Montrachet Premier Cru.
When you taste wine, you try to pass as much air as possible through the wine to give it its full characteristic. It's very noisy, it's very messy, and it's to some outsider it could look quite funny. On a busy day, we could be tasting 80, 90 wines. I don't have to explain, if you have a mouthful of each wine, I think I should make it about 11 o'clock in the morning, I will pass away. So you need to spit it out and drink as little as possible.
Dry.
Yeah. Sometimes, just sometimes, you taste something and you go, let's forget about just work for a few minutes. Let's just swallow it. Let's just enjoy it as it should be, rather than trying to take it apart. Just enjoy it. Cheers.
It's a pleasure. It is.
But things are not so pleasurable back in Manchester. The signs outside are confident that the restaurant will be reopening on time, but it's another story inside. Time is running out, yet Jerry's still determined to get the paint scheme on the third floor exactly right, and he's not happy with it at the moment. Robbie, his glamorous designer, has come to give her opinion.
Thank you. Oh, 4 flights of stairs.
Yes, it's very bandy, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the band, is the fact that they haven't actually melted the colour together.
Which is a shame. I think it would have worked really well. And perhaps we could get them to try and blend it.
Right. And the colour works.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the technical difficulty of actually fusing the colour together.
Yeah, it's true. But the question is how much the furniture might hide that particularly bad stripe at the bottom, and we're putting a lot of artwork on the walls. Perhaps then the banding would settle down and be actually quite interesting, as if it's sort of layers of colour.
Yes, I can. Yeah, that's all right.
Down in the basement kitchen, Harry's concerns are a little less artistic.
Right. Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Two things. I don't want it to happen starting tonight. You know, that extracts.
Yes.
That extracts. Those extract. This is extract.
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
No, that's not extract. That's air in.
Yeah, but why are we wasting electricity to bring it air in?
We're not wasting electricity bringing it in. There's a man working on it, commissioning it. He has to have it running so that he can balance the system, and that's what he's doing now. If you walk round, you'll see a guy walking around with earphones on and a measuring device, and he's got to have it turned on to test it. He's doing it now.
In the evening and the midnight as well.
24 hours. He's got to let it run. He's got to balance the system. He can't turn it off, Andy, because it won't be right.
Ask him to speak to me and Jerry.
About what?
About these fans, you know. He can't
Well, you
let
and Jerry don't know how to balance the system.
No, I know, but I said, ask the engineer who balance it to speak to us. We can't have it running on 24 hours.
He's
24
running
hours
it.
on.
He's running it to test it and to commission the system.
And
Once he's commissioned the
it's on.
system, it can be turned off. He can't turn it off until it's balanced.
Now, what about the other light on upstairs? Everywhere is on. Yet all the extracts on upstairs is on.
Well, shall we try to get rid of the bit at the bottom then?
Possibly.
We'd lay the lighter colour over.
Yeah, just block it over
Yeah.
so that the furniture, which is naturally in front of it anyway.
I think it's really just that blunt, that you know, the clear section that you can see.
You want the fryer in here.
You want what?
Fryer.
You can't have fryer in there.
Why?
Because the gas meter's going in there.
That's why I'm coming. That's why it's urgent. Because Peter told me that if you want the fryer to be in here, better talk to them now, change to some other place.
Like where?
I don't know.
You can't change to some other place. If that doesn't go in there today, these kitchens will not be finished for when you want them. It's got to go in. This has been planned for months. You can't just change it the day to put in the pipe in. That's ridiculous. And moving a bloody cupboard in there is ridiculous. There's no silly cabinet. The gas meter's got to go in there.
No, what is this CD cabinet?
This is supposed to be the... I was told this is the sauce cupboard.
This is not sauce cupboard. This is for our shelf to put in there. So instead of shelf, I put this in there. What a stupid cabinet.
Now this is where the inspiration of the colour scheme came. Look at these beautiful Chinese paintings. They're prints of some very modern Chinese paintings, which has a fuse of colour, yet you can still feel that it is very Chinese. This is the wonderful thing about it.
Two things I want to sort out. One is this extract. You tell the engineer...
I'll come and see the engineer now then.
Okay, all right.
Won't do you any good because you won't understand what he's talking about.
No, I just want to know that we don't waste electricity.
You're not wasting electricity.
Yeah. All this is on. All this is on.
You've got to respect Harry. He's the owner of the company. And he has his opinions. But he doesn't know about the technical side of it. If you do keep on listening to Harry on certain things, you're not going to get anywhere. You have to put your foot down. You can't really let him bully you.
I'm going to bring Jerry.
Don't argue with me if I'm not right, but if I'm right, I will argue. He's got to leave it on. There's a guy been balancing this system for the last 3 days. He's got to leave it on.
Is that being boxed in?
No,
it's only going to have the evening. It's not nobody there.
It doesn't matter that there's nobody there, Harry. The system has got to be left running so that you can balance it.
I don't believe that. You asked the engineer.
That's the situation.
Jerry has finally decided to change the third floor paint scheme. The decorators have to start all over again.
The designing process is not something that you can go and say, that's how we do it. Often you discuss it, you think about it, you come back, you look at it, and you say, no, but there may be another way. And that process often takes a couple of weeks in each major designing feature. And perhaps that's being misunderstood to be mind-changing.
Gone for a different series of colours altogether. It's gone for everything before, as you saw. It was like the volcano room, wasn't it? It was like a volcano we're up to. But I thought that was a desired effect because they'd had a fire. It wasn't.
Next Wednesday is the visit of the magistrate for the license. We've got just less than a week left, and there is an enormous amount of work to be done yet. Steve is doing his best, but I'm trying to give him a hand and just make sure that everybody is aware of the urgency. We will make it, but not without some effort. I just have to kick a lot more asses.
Next week, the team of licensing magistrates arrive for their inspection. It's up to them to decide if the restaurant is ready to open on time. If it isn't, Harry and Jerry are in trouble. They've already arranged for the temporary restaurant around the corner to close and to make way for the new Yeung.